Hello dear students, again welcome back to my channel. So in the previous lecture we have discussed impact of jet, and in that case we have discussed the jet striking the stationary plate. So today we are going to discuss the next part of impact of jet. In this we will discuss the impact of jet on the moving plate. So let's start. So first case is jet striking moving fixed plate. In the previous uh, class, we have discussed that a jet is impinging on the flat fixed plate. Now, what is happening? This fixed, this is the vertical plate with respect to this jet, and this plate is moving with certain velocity with respect to this jet. So, let D is the diameter of the nozzle through which the jet is coming out, and V1 is the absolute velocity of jet that is striking the moving plate, and it is moving with the velocity u. It is moving with the velocity u. So this m dot is the mass flow rate of the jet coming out through the nozzle. This is the absolute velocity when the plate is moving. So what will be the relative velocity of this jet with respect to this moving plate? It is equals to VR1. VR1, that is the relative velocity of water with respect to the plate at entry. So this is VR1 and this is U1, velocity of plate at entry. Velocity of plate at entry of this jet. And this U2 is the velocity of plate at exit. U2 is the velocity of plate at exit, and this mass of jet is distributed into two parts, that is m dot by 2 and m dot by 2. So when the plate is moving with the jet, then the value of m dot will be rho a v r1. In the previous case, we will take absolute velocity in place of this relative velocity. Now we will take relative velocity because the plate is moving. So that's why it is rho a vr1. What is the value of vr1? Vr1 is given by this v1 minus u1. So we can write m dot equals to rho a v1 minus u1, and this a is the area of nozzle, pi by 4 d square. Okay. So what will be the amount of force that is exerted in x direction by this jet on this moving plate? So what is the value of Fx? Fx will be the initial momentum minus final momentum. And what will be the value of initial momentum? The value of initial momentum is m dot into v1. M dot into v1. And what will be the final momentum? Final momentum will be m dot by 2 into u2 into u2. We are taking this u2, that is the velocity of the plate in x direction. So m dot by 2 u2 and m dot by 2 into u2. So final momentum will be m dot by 2 into u2 plus m dot by 2 into u2. So therefore it will be m dot v1 minus this whole term become m dot u2. So we can write m dot v1 minus u2. Now this is the assumption that it is considered that the total velocity at the entry of the jet, the velocity of the moving plate at the entry of the jet and at the exit of the jet will be similar. So therefore, let u equals to u1 equals to u2. So put u1 instead of this u2. Therefore, fx equals to m dot v1 minus u1. So fx equals to, putting the value of this m dot, that is rho a v1 minus u1. So what will be the value of force that is exerted in x direction with respect to this moving jet, with respect to this moving plate? That will be fx equals to rho a v1 minus u1 whole square. Now what will be the value of force that will exert on this moving plate in y direction? So as we see that the jet is striking on this moving plate in only in x direction, not in y direction. So therefore the initial momentum is zero. Therefore m dot into zero, because there is no velocity component in y direction. So that will be m dot into zero. Now what will be the final momentum? Final momentum will be m dot by 2 into Vr2. Now this Vr2 is in opposite direction with this Vr2. So it is m dot by 2 into minus Vr2, because one Vr2 is going in upward direction and one Vr2 is coming in downward direction. So this will cancel out. Hence the value of force which is exerted on this moving plate with the help of jet in y direction will be zero. There is no force in y direction. Now it is a moving plate, so there will be certain amount of work that is to be done by the jet. So what will be the amount of that work? The amount of the work, that work will be Fx, the force that is exerted on the moving plate with respect to this jet, Fx into u, the velocity with which the moving plate is moving. So Fx into u, so value of Fx is rho a v1 minus u1 whole square into u. That will be watt, and if we want to convert it into power, we have to divide it by 1000. So we will get the power that is in kilowatt. Okay, I think this is clear to you. So the next case is jet striking the moving inclined plate. In the previous lecture we have discussed a plate is inclined at certain angle with respect to this jet, and this plate is fixed. Now the plate is moving, it is having some inclination with respect to this jet, and this plate is moving with certain velocity. So what will happen? This d is the diameter of nozzle, m dot is the mass of water which is coming out through this nozzle, v1 is the absolute velocity of the jet, vr1 is the initial velocity, relative velocity, u1 is the initial velocity of the moving plate at the entry of the jet. And if this plate is at inclination of theta with respect to this jet, then what will be the case of fx and fy? So in this case, as we have discussed earlier in previous lecture, that the mass flow rate is divided into two parts, but they are not equal. They are having certain different values. That is m dot, that is the mass, total mass flow rate will be equal to m dot 1 plus m dot 2. M dot 1 is the amount of mass at this point, and m dot 2 is the mass of water at this point. And this v1 sine theta is the velocity component in normal direction. In normal direction. So what will be the value of this Fn? So Fn, from this figure you can see that if this is a force working in x direction and this is a force working in y direction, and this is the value of normal force, and if this is theta, then it will be 90 minus theta. It will be 90 minus theta. So if we apply here, in this triangle, so cos 90 minus theta is equals to fx by fn, fx by fn. So fx equals to fn sine theta. What will be the value of fx? The force which is working in x direction will be fn sine theta. So first of all, we have to calculate the force component in normal direction. So it will be Fn equals to initial momentum in normal direction minus final momentum. So initial momentum will be v1 sine theta into mass flow rate, that is m dot v1 sine theta minus final momentum is what? That is u2 sine theta, into m dot 1, is m dot 1 into u2 sine theta plus m dot 2 u2 sine theta. So Fn will be m dot v1 sine theta minus m dot u2 sine theta. This m1 plus m2 is equals to m dot. We have seen here m dot is equals to m dot 1 plus m dot 2. So we can write m dot in place of m dot 1 plus m dot 2. So Fn equals to m dot v1 minus u2 sine theta. And if we take the velocity at the inlet of the plate and at the exit of the plate, moving plate, is u1 equals to u2. So therefore, putting u1 in place of this u2, it will be Fn equals to m dot v1 minus u1 sine theta. The value of m dot is rho a v1 minus u1. So what will happen? Fn equals to rho a v1 minus u1 whole square into sine theta. This is the value of normal force. And we have seen that what is the value of force exerted in x direction with respect to this jet on this moving plate. So Fx equals to Fn sine theta. So Fx equals to Fn sine theta. Put the value of Fn in this equation, we will get Fx equals to rho a v1 minus u1 square into sine theta into sine theta. So it will be sine square theta. So this is the value of Fx. Now what will be the value of Fy? Now the value of Fy equals to Fn cos theta. So put the value of Fn in this equation. So Fy equals to rho a v1 minus u1 whole square sine theta into this cos theta. And what will be the amount of work? So work will be done by the component of the force which is working in x direction. So work done will be Fx into u. And what will be the value of Fx? Fx equals to rho a v1 minus u1 whole square sine square theta. We have calculated in this equation into u, the component of velocity of the moving plate. Okay, so this will be the amount of work done in case of jet striking the moving inclined plate. Okay, so I think this is clear to you. Next is jet striking at the center of moving vane. If the vane is moving and the jet is striking this moving vane, then what will be the amount of force exerted on this moving vane with respect to this jet? So first we will take the case of symmetrical vane. So this is the nozzle and jet is striking the vane. Actually vane is a plate that is of curve shape. So this is v1, this is absolute velocity of the jet which is striking this vane, and this theta is the angle of curvature. This theta is also the angle of curvature, and this jet is striking the center of this vane. So what will happen? There are two different conditions at the inlet of the jet on the moving vane, and the outlet condition is different. So what will be this? v1 is the absolute velocity at the inlet. Vr1 is the relative velocity of moving plate with respect to the jet, that is v1 minus u1. M dot is the mass flow rate, that will be m dot equals to rho a vr1 equals to rho a v1 minus u1. So if you will see that from this point this vr2 is coming from here, and the mass flow rate m dot by 2, and here this vr2 is coming here, and this vr2 is at the angle theta, and this is v2, and this is the velocity of flow. This is velocity of flow normal to the jet direction, and this vw1 is what? Vw1 is the velocity of rill at the inlet of the vane, and this vw2 is the velocity of the rill at the outlet. So for this case, this Fx, the value of force exerted on this curve vane that is symmetrical in nature when jet is striking at its center. So Fx equals to initial value is m dot into V1, and at the inlet condition V1 is equals to VW1. So we can write m dot into VW1. This is the initial momentum minus what is will be the value of final momentum, that is m dot by 2 into VR2. Or sorry, not VR2, it is VW2. 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 This VW2. And plus m dot by 2 into minus VW2, because this diagram will also similar for this point, because this is the outlet velocity triangle. So this triangle will also here in same direction. So VW2 is in this direction, opposite to the direction of the jet, and VW2 is also here opposite to the direction of the jet. So here this is minus VW2 minus VW2, because it is in the opposite direction with respect to this VW1. So we can write m dot VW1 plus is because this minus multiplied by this minus become plus. So m dot VW1 plus m dot VW2. So Fx can be written as m dot VW1 plus m dot VW2. This is the value of the force which is exerted on this curve vane when the jet is striking at its center. Or what we can write, we can say that this is a curve vane and this is V1 equals to VW2. Absolute velocity of the jet equals to Brill velocity at the entry. This is VR1. This is the relative velocity at the entry of the vane, and this is U1. This is U1. Now we can see that this is the jet which is coming out here, and this is VR1, and this is that angle theta, because the curvature angle is theta. So if we take the cos component, so this VW2 will be VR1 cos theta, VR1 cos theta, that is the value of VW2, and what is the value of VF2, that will be VR1 sin theta. So if we take the momentum, initial momentum, then what we can write, Fx equals to m dot into V1 minus U2, this is the initial momentum, minus m dot by 2, because half mass flow rate will go in this direction, half will go in this direction. So m dot by 2 into minus V minus U cos theta. This is the value of VR1 cos theta, because VR1 equals to V minus U, minus m dot by 2, it is minus because this is also minus V minus U. So this minus is here. M dot by 2 into V minus U cos theta. So Fx equals to m dot V minus U plus m dot V minus U cos theta. So m dot V minus U, taking this V minus U in common, we can get 1 plus cos theta. And what will be the value of m dot? M dot will be rho a V minus U. So rho a V minus U whole square 1 plus cos theta is the value of Fx. In case of symmetrical vane, when a jet is striking at its center and this vane is moving. Now, if the vane is semicircular, semicircular means this theta or this theta will be 0. So what will be the condition? The vane is like this. The vane is like this. That means theta equals to 0. The angle of inclination of this vane is 0. So what will happen? This V minus U relative velocity is striking here at the center. The same value will go outward, but opposite to this direction. So this is V minus U and this is V minus U. So what will be the value of Fx? Fx will be rho a v minus u whole square 1 plus cos theta. And if cos theta equals to theta equals to 0 degree, so put the value cos theta at 0 degree, and cos theta at 0 degree is 1. So rho a v minus u whole square, and 1 plus 1 is 2, so 2 is here. So this is the case when the vane is semicircular, when theta equals to 0. Okay. Next is the work done in case of vane that is symmetrical in nature, and the jet is striking at the center and the vane is moving. So I have already told you that the force exerted in x direction will create work only. So then the work done in this case is fx into u, and the value of fx is rho a v minus u whole square 1 plus cos theta into u. Now, what will be the amount of kinetic energy that is striking the curvature vane? It will be half mv square, and what is m? M will be rho a v, rho a v. We are taking v because the mass flow rate of the jet that is coming out of the nozzle is having the absolute velocity v1. So we are considering this v. So rho a v cube. So what will be the efficiency? Efficiency will be given by this work is done by this kinetic energy. So efficiency will be given by output. Output is this work done. So rho a v minus u whole square 1 plus cos theta into u. This component divided by kinetic energy, because this work is produced by this kinetic energy. So it is half rho a v cube. Then it can be written as efficiency equals to 2 v minus u whole square 1 plus cos theta into u divided by v cube. Now, what will be the condition at which we will get the maximum efficiency? When the vane is symmetrical and moving, when jet is striking on this symmetrical vane. So for that case, for finding out the maximum efficiency condition, we know that jet is moving what? Jet is moving the curve vane, and with certain velocity, that is u. So for finding out the maximum condition, you have to differentiate the efficiency with respect to u. So and put it equals to 0. So d neta by du equals to 0. So d by du, put the value of this efficiency in place of this neta. So we have placed it and put it equals to 0. Then this 2, 1 plus cos theta is constant, 2 is constant, v cube is constant. So we will take it out from this equation, and the rest equation is d by du v minus u whole square into u equals to 0. Now differentiating, taking this and opening this whole square, we will get, this is a constant, d by du v square u plus u cube minus 2 u square v equals to 0. So if we take this equation, we can see that this 2 by v cube 1 plus cos theta cannot be 0, because v can never be 0. And if this cos theta is 0, so this 1 will always be there. So it can never be 0. So this term cannot be 0, because v can never be 0 and 1 plus cos theta can never be 0. So we have to find out the maximum value condition from this equation, and this equation we will get by differentiating this with respect to u. So v square plus 3 u square minus 4 v u equals to 0. So we have put this equals to 0. So we will get two values, that is v minus u and v minus 3u equals to 0. So taking this first case, v minus u equals to 0. So in this case, v equals to, if we solve this equation, so we will get v equals to 2. So is this possible that आपकी जो जेट की एब्सोल्यूट वेलोसिटी है v, उतनी ही वेलोसिटी यहाँ से आपकी जो कर्वेचर लिए हुए वेन है वो भी मूव करे. दिस कैन नेवर बी पॉसिबल. So we will move towards the second case. Second case will be v minus 3u equals to 0. So v equals to 3u. So u equals to v by 3. This is the possible case, and this will be the maximum condition for the efficiency. Or we can say that v equals to 3u. So put this equation, this u equals to v by 3 or v equals to 3u in this equation. In this equation to get the value of maximum efficiency. So we will put u equals to v by 3 in equation of efficiency. So by putting it, we will get efficiency equals to 8 by 27, 1 plus cos theta. And if the vane is semicircular, then the value of theta, I have already told you that this theta equals to 0. So if we put theta equals to 0, then efficiency equals to 8 by 27, 1 plus cos theta, that is theta equals to 0 degrees. So what will be the value? 8 by 27 into 2, that is 16 by 27. So the maximum efficiency for the semicircular vane will be 59.26%. Okay, I think this is clear to you. Now the next case will be jet striking a moving curve vane tangentially at one tip and leaving the other. Now this is the condition. This is the unsymmetrical plate. The jet is striking on this vane tangentially, and it is striking at one point and leaving it at the other. So what will happen in this case? So it has two velocity triangle, that is the inlet velocity triangle and the outlet velocity triangle. This is the case of single vane. If only one vane is present in the wheel, if this is the wheel and this is only the one vane. So what will happen if this jet is coming out with a absolute velocity v1 and it is going out with the absolute velocity v2, and this theta and phi is the angle of curvature, and this delta is the angle of deflection, and the angle of deflection will be 180 degree minus theta plus phi. And with respect to this absolute velocity of the jet, the plate is moving with the velocity u1 in x direction, and this v1 and u1 will give you the relative velocity component, that will be this, and this alpha is what? It is the nozzle angle. Alpha is the nozzle angle. Theta is the vane angle at entry. Theta is the vane angle at entry. If theta is the vane angle at entry, and this vf1 is the velocity of flow normal to the x direction. So this is the velocity of the flow, and this value is theta. And this ad is the velocity of vril at the inlet. It is the tangential velocity component. So this is the inlet velocity triangle, and at the outlet velocity triangle, this phi is the vane angle at exit. Beta is the angle at which water leaves the vane. This is the absolute velocity of jet at the outlet. This is the relative velocity of the jet at outlet. This is the flow velocity at outlet. This VW2 is the vril velocity. This is the outlet velocity triangle. Now what will be the value of fx in this case? So this I have already discussed that it has two velocity component in tangential direction, that is VW1 and VW2, and there is the two flow component, that is VF1 and VF2, that is normal to the direction of the vane motion, and all the angles are measured with respect to the direction of motion of z. It means if the jet is moving in this direction, so all angle will be taken from this direction, this direction. So we can see that we have taken this alpha, theta, phi, beta with respect to this direction. So taking a smooth vein, if we take a smooth vein, then u equals to u1 equals to u2 and vr1 equals to vr2. What will be the value of mass flow rate? Mass flow rate will be m dot equals to rho a v equals to rho a vr1. So what will be the value of fx? Fx will be v1x minus v2x. v1x v1x is vr cos theta, vr1 cos theta, and dot equals to rho a vr1, and v1x equals to vr1 cos theta, vr1 cos theta, and vr1 cos theta is this, vr1 cos theta, this value, this value vw1, and minus v2x, v2x is vw2, this cos component, that is vr2 cos phi, vr2 cos phi in this direction. So this is in this direction, this will move in this direction in at the inlet, and at the outlet it will move in this direction. So it will be of minus sign and it will be of plus sign. So vr1 cos theta minus vr2 cos phi. So now we have to find out the value of vr1 cos theta and vr2 cos phi. So we will take first inlet triangle. This is the inlet triangle. Now from this we can see that taking triangle BCD, BCD, cos theta, that is cos theta equals to this VW1, that is VW1 minus U1. This will give you the value of VD, VW1 minus U1 divided by VR1, this VR1. So VR1 cos theta equals to VW1 minus U1. So let it be, this is equation 2. Similarly, from the outlet triangle, so VR2 cos phi equals to VW2 plus U2. This is a value we will find out by the outlet triangle, similarly as in case of inlet triangle. So what we will do, we will put the value of this VR1 cos theta and VR2 cos phi in this equation. So Fx equals to rho a VR1, VW1 minus U1 plus VW2 plus U2. So finally the Fx will be equal to rho a VR1, VW1 plus VW2, and this is the value of force exerted by the jet in x direction on the moving curved vane. Now from equation 4, we can see that this is applicable only when the beta, that is beta is which angle? This angle. Beta is acute angle. If it is less than 90, then this VW2 will be of positive sign. So this equation is only valid when the beta is less than 90 degree. If beta is of 90 degree, if beta is 90 degree, it means this one, beta moves from this point to this point, then this value VW2 is 0. The value of VW2 is 0 and VF2 equals to V2. So in this case, VW2 equals to 0, then equation 4 can be written as Fx rho a VR1 VW1 plus 0. 0 is why? Because VW2 component will be 0 when beta is 90 degree. So Fx equals to rho a VR1 into VW1. This is the value of force in x direction when beta equals to 90 degree. If beta is obtuse, it is greater than 90 degree, then equation will be Fx equals to rho a VR1 VW1 minus VW2. Why this VW2 with minus sign? If this beta will move in this direction, then this VW2 is of negative sign. So here is negative sign. So this Fx equals to rho A VR1 VW1 minus VW2. So we can write a general equation for all these three equations. This equation, and this equation. The general equation will be Fx equals to rho A VR1 in bracket VW1 plus minus VW2. So we can use plus sign or minus sign with respect to the angle beta. If beta is acute, it is plus sign. If beta is obtuse, then it is minus sign. If beta is 90 degrees, then VW2 equals to 0. Now, what will be the amount of work that is done by the jet on the vane? That is Fx into U. So, what will be the value of Fx? Rho A VR1 VW1 plus minus VW2 into U. This is the value of work done per second by the jet on the vane. And if we have to find out the work done per second per weight of the fluid striking per second, that will be work done per second. This is the value of work done per second, that is rho A VR1 VW1 plus minus VW2 into U divided by weight of fluid is rho A VR1, that is the mass fluid, into gravity. So it will be U by G VW1 plus minus VW2 Newton meter per Newton. It means this is the head value. This is the head value. Or if we have to find out, work done per second per unit mass per second, that will be rho A VR1 VW1 plus minus VW2 into U divided by mass. So rho A VR1. So this U VW1 plus minus VW2 Newton meter per kg is the work done per second per unit mass. Now, if we have to find out the efficiency of jet, the efficiency of the jet is given by the work done per second, that will be this, divided by the kinetic energy. So it will be rho A VR1 VW1 plus minus VW2 into U divided by half rho A VR1, this is the mass flow rate, into V1 square. So efficiency will be 2 VW1 plus minus VW2 into U divided by V1 square. This is the efficiency of the jet when it is striking a unsymmetrical vane, when jet is striking tangentially. Now, if we take single jet, then what will happen? We cannot use the full mass flow rate. So what we have to do, we have to use series of vane. So now we will take the case of series of vane. So consider a series of vane mounted on a wheel. If this is a wheel and there are number of vanes, curve vanes, that is mounted on this curve vane, and this is moving. So we can utilize the full mass flow rate coming out from the nozzle. So depending upon whether the jet enters the outer periphery or the inner periphery, the arrangement correspond to inward flow or the outward flow. अब बेटा ये डिपेंड करता है कि लेट अस सपोज कि आपका जो जेट है, ये जेट है आपका, ठीक है, दिस इज गोइंग in this direction and it will striking the center, or it is coming striking the center and coming outwards. So it will give you that inward radial flow or outward radial flow. So we are taking the case of inward radial flow. So for this case, this is the velocity triangle. If this is the center and this is the radius of the vane at the inlet, and this is the radius of the vane at the outlet. When the radius are different at the inlet and the outlet, therefore the velocity of moving weight at the inlet and outlet will be different. So the value of u will be different in this case. That is, u1 is not equal to u2. u1 is not equal to u2, like in this case. So for calculation of this case, what we will have to do, all the things will remain same, each and everything will remain same. What is going to be different, the thing that is going to be different is this one, that is we have to take the mass flow rate as rho a v1, because we have to use the full mass flow rate, because now we have the number of vanes on a wheel and jet is coming out. When one jet will move toward take a round, then other vane will come in front of this jet. So in this way we will can use the full mass flow rate of that jet. So we will use this rho a v1 instead of rho a vr1. Okay, so mass, all the things will remain same. This fx value will remain same, the value of fx will remain same. Only the difference is that this rho a vr1 changes to only rho a v1. And the value of u, that is common in this work done, this u is common in work done. Now for this series of vane, what will be the value? Rho a v1 vw1 u1 plus minus vw2 u2 instead of this u. With vw1 we have to use u1, and with respect to vw2 we have to use u2. So the general equation will be work done per second equals to rho a v1 vw1 u1 plus minus vw2 u2. This is called as Euler's momentum equation and used to estimate torque or power exchange between fluid or rotor when fluid flows through blade passage. This equation is generally be used in turbine part. This equation generally we use in turbine part. We will discuss different types of hydraulic turbine, but in upcoming lectures. Now, what will be the value of efficiency in radial curve vane? The efficiency will be, case one is efficiency equals to work done per second divided by kinetic energy. Work done per second is rho a v1 vw1 u1 plus minus vw2 u2. This, and what will be the value of efficiency? Kinetic energy, because this work done take place with the help of this kinetic energy, and the kinetic energy will by half mv square, and m is rho a v1. So efficiency will be equal to 2 vw1 u1 plus minus vw2 u2 divided by v1 square. So first case is efficiency is maximum when vw2 is added to vw1. क्लियर बात है, जब हम इस vw1 को इस vw2 में प्लस करेंगे, इट मींस अगर हमारा vw2 प्लस होगा, और प्लस कब होता है हमारा? जब एक्यूट एंगल होता है, बीटा इज लेस देन 90 डिग्री। ठीक है, तो जब आपका बीटा लेस देन 90 डिग्री होगा तो vw2 आपका ऐड होगा और आपको मैक्सिमम एफिशिएंसी मिलेगी। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट आपका होगा efficiency is maximum when vw2 is maximum। जब vw2 maximum होगा और ऐड करेंगे तो हमारा efficiency maximum होगा। कब पॉसिबल है? जब बीटा इक्वल्स टू 0 डिग्री होगा। जब हमारा बीटा जो है वो 0 डिग्री होगा तब हमारा vw2 मैक्स होगा, और इस केस में हमें मैक्सिमम efficiency मिलेगी। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इज इफ नो लॉसेस। इफ नो लॉसेस, जब कोई लॉस ही नहीं होगा तो हमारा वर्क डन पर सेकेंड किसके बराबर हो जाएगा? काइनेटिक एनर्जी के बराबर हो जाएगा ना। तो वर्क डन पर सेकेंड इक्वल्स टू चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी। इट मींस विदाउट लॉसेस वी आर टेकिंग 100% एफिशिएंसी। So work done per second equals to half m dot v1 square minus m dot v2 square, and this will be half rho a v1, that is mass v1 square minus v2 square. Now taking this work done for efficiency calculation, so it will be efficiency equals to work done per second, that will be the work done per second, that is half rho a v1 square minus v2 square is, and what will be the kinetic energy? Half rho a v1, that is the mass flow rate, into v1 square. So efficiency can also be given by v1 minus v2 divided by v1 whole square. इफ v1 इज सेट, v1 की आपकी कोई एक फिक्स वैल्यू है, ठीक है, और v2 आपकी मिनिमम है, v2 आपकी मिनिमम है, देन द एफिशिएंसी विल बी मैक्सिमम। आपकी एफिशिएंसी क्या होगी, रोटर की मैक्सिमम होगी, आपको मैक्सिमम वर्क मिलेगा, आप काइनेटिक एनर्जी को फुली यूटिलाइज कर पाओगे। बट v2 शुड नॉट बी इक्वल टू जीरो। आपको ये पता है कि एब्सोल्यूट वेलोसिटी ऑफ जेट जीरो के बराबर नहीं हो सकती जब वो बाहर निकल रहा हो, आउटलेट वेलोसिटी की बात की जा रही है ना। इट मीन्स वाटर विल नॉट कम आउट ऑफ द ब्लेड। जब v2 ही जीरो हो जाएगा तो आपने यहाँ से v1 भेजा, ठीक है, और यहाँ से v2 को आपने जीरो कर दिया, इसका मतलब है आपका वाटर यही फिल होता जाएगा लेकिन इससे बाहर नहीं आ पाएगा। तो v2 की वैल्यू कभी जीरो नहीं होनी चाहिए, मिनिमम होनी चाहिए। सो दिस इज द केस ऑफ मैक्सिमम efficiency. So I think today's lecture is clear. So in short, I will tell you that what we have discussed. We have discussed force exerted on the moving vane by the help of jet. The condition of this moving vane, moving plate is different. First is normal the jet at the inclination of the jet and at the curvature. There is some curvature. So with this lecture, impact of jet chapter is over. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. Okay, I will give you the answer there. Okay, thank you so much and have a nice day.